Hello friends, I'm Marlon and this is MV Pittman Cross Sim Racing. Today I want to tell you about some quick release mounts that I've created using my 3D printer and some design software called FreeCAD. So you see on the back of my wall there's a few wheels mounted on the wall. A lot of people like displaying them, so you can do that Instagram work. However, there's a practical reason to mount your wheels. When you have a wheel and you put it on your wheelbase, hopefully your wheelbase is empty. If it's not, what you need to do first is take your wheel off of your wheelbase and put it somewhere else. That's why you need a mount. Even if you only have two wheels, you need a place to put the one that you are not currently using. And that's one of the things that you can download freely from the internet. So if you have access to a 3D printer, meaning you have one sitting in your closet because you didn't take care of it and it doesn't work, fix it up, make a mount. If you have a friend who has a 3D printer and actually has 3 or 4 of them because they learned to take care of them and they still want more 3D printers to print more stuff, find that friend, have them print you a mount that's freely available on the internet. If none of your friends have 3D printers or you don't have friends, you can buy one on the internet. Lots of people have Etsy stores, lots of people have cult accounts, lots of people just sell them on their own independent stores. Today I want to tell you about one store in particular, SimSport Gadget. They have tons of stuff. The big deal with them is that they ship free for orders over $35. 3D prints can be big and they can be lightweight, so it kind of stinks if you have something big and it costs $10 and you have to pay $10 to ship it. So what I have here is a green version of the QR2 mount. And so what I like about this, I think I'll have to go grab a wheel or something to show you how it works, is it's a drop-in mount. So if you have a quick release with a lip, it stays in there. Let me grab one of those for you. Almost fell. Don't tell anybody because I don't edit my videos. This is the mount. This is an extension, so imagine a wheel connecting or being over here. Actually, you can just store your extension on the quick release. So if you have a Fantech wheelbase and you miss, your stuff's gonna fall out. Make sure it gets all the way in there. And usually the way you would do that is to press against the back and then drop it in. I think this is one of the design flaws that I would like to address in my own version. So I'll tell you how I did that. But it holds it pretty steady. This plastic doesn't have to be super strong, but this one is. I think you could probably run over it with your car and you would be just fine. One of the things I really like about it, other than the color, because it's green with envy, which is what every sim racer feels when they see someone else's stuff. It has a little ridge in there, so you can put a button head screw in there and make sure that your wheel doesn't get scratched up like I scratched up this one when I made my own mount. Still functionally okay, but you know, nobody likes their stuff being scratched up. It's got them spaced at 40 millimeters, top to bottom and side to side, but they're oval. So if you are using 15 series, which is 38.1 millimeters across, that extra 2 millimeters, which is, 1 millimeter, 1.1 millimeters on each side, 1.05 millimeters on each side, you can still fit this in there. And you can mount it vertically, you can mount it horizontally, although you wouldn't want to mount this horizontally, you can mount it on profile that runs vertically or horizontally. You can mount it on the wall. You can do all sorts of stuff to make this work out for you. You can see back here, there's some profile. Say you have a sim rig and you just need a place to put your wheel and you don't have a bunch of wall space, you can just mount it pretty much anywhere in your sim rig. Next to you, if you have it sitting near you, you can just kind of mount it, drop it in there, and it's stored. When you're ready, take it out, put this on your wheelbase, then grab your wheel, put that on. So you might need 3 or 4 of these, or 20, just depending on how many wheels you decide to have. I've been really happy with these, and they come in all sorts of colors. Although I think for me, I prefer black. I mentioned that there are lots of free designs on the internet. So this is one that's pretty popular. It does the same kind of thing, the drop-in mount. And this works exactly the same way, except it has recessed heads for an M8 bolt. Whereas that one, I think M6 will fit, but it looks like it's designed for an M5. If you are interested in not having phone calls when you do videos, mute your stuff. I think this is a good way to save some money. If you've got that 3D printer, this is what you'd end up making. So you can print these. The design is available on the internet. I think they call it Track Racer. But as you look at it, these two spaces are not 40 millimeters apart, and they're not 38.1. So it's purely designed to mount on vertical pieces of profile. You could put it on a horizontal piece, but it's gonna swing back and forth. And if it swings far enough, your wheel's gonna fall out, and nobody likes that. So, comparing these, I think this is an evolution of this. SimSport Gadget likes to do a lot of that, where they'll take a design they see on the internet, they'll refine it, make it easier to print, add some improvements, and then sell the crap out of it, which, is a valid model for making money. Probably a better one than making videos. But I think that's what they're doing now. I think I like a SimSport Garage or something, but don't tell me to tell them what they're doing is wrong, because I will do that. In addition to these kind of printed ones, I made this one. And I do have an Etsy store. I may put a link in the bottom, but this is one of, I think, 2 or 3 items that I've just put on it. So we're just getting started. But this is a QR2 mount, but I made some improvements based on what I didn't like about these and what I did like, and some other things that I saw in the Etsy store. So I'll pull up a blue one for you now. This blue one has up and down, left, right. This one has up and down, left, right. They both have the lip for the drop-in, but I made this one jut out a little bit more so that you can put mounting holes in the bottom. So if you want it to sit on top of a piece of profile and, kind of blend in with your black, but then you drop a QR in like that, that's good. Remember earlier when I said if you miss, your wheel falls out? I made this top part stick out a little bit more so you can hit it against the back, drop it in, and that way you don't do it. It's wall mountable if you use little, I guess you'd call it something. I have these on the wall, but hey, I actually got one right here, I think. Not planned. Yeah. So what I did on my wall, I used a, I guess you call them a wall mount screw, but you put that in the wall so that you have a wall anchor, that's what it's called. Put a wall anchor in, then you use something with a washer that's designed specifically for a screw head of a certain type, and these are just Phillips screws. So then you put your wall anchor in the wall, in the position, because you definitely leveled that, and use a laser level rather than holding up a ruler and just marking it with a pencil and then making an off an off thing. This mounts in the wall, mounts on profile, mounts to the side, mounts at an angle if you have angled profile, which I used to have and it was very annoying, but I went ahead and did some work to make mine not angled. But you might still have some angled profile up there. You can use the 2 angled pieces to mount at a couple of different angles. So yeah, I think this is probably, I'm not gonna call it my best work, but I am very proud of it. It's good work. And the thing that's a problem with it is it's really expensive. SimSport Gadget makes some. I think what I will probably do is actually put this on Slant 3D's portable portals service. So basically I just give you a link, you go to that site, you pay, they ship it to you, and I don't do anything except collect money. Otherwise, when you send me something on Etsy, some money, I have to use some of that to make it, and then use some of that money to send it to you. Not that great, but I think this design is pretty cool. Like I said, an evolution of this. We all try to get better, do more. Hopefully some point I'll get better and do more videos. But until then, I'm Marlon, and this has been MV Pittman Cross Sim Racing. Hopefully you have come to the realization that QR2 has actually won the QR wars. It is incredible, and I'll tell you more about that in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.